everyone, and welcome back. If you're in the States, you probably know that the last couple weeks have been anxious, somewhat frustrating. And no, for a lot of people, I think in the States, not including me, but including my husband and a lot of people that I know. And that has to do with election. My husband was feeling all sorts of ways, uneasy, anxious, and worried, reading all the news, not sleeping at night, and thinking about the future and whatnot. And I've just wanted to share how I've navigated that situation with my husband. If some of you experience the same thing, or if you experience that in your families, then maybe this perspective would help you alleviate self-frustration or help you calm yourself down and maybe find some peace, at least temporarily. But I hope that this framework will just help you maybe long term. So anyways, what I want to start with is I use the framework from systems thinking and systems thinking methodology. I look at a lot of things from different systems level perspectives. And I've identified for myself several system levels, from personal level to family / work team / company level, so enterprise level, to community, to society, to humanity. And I'm sure there could be more levels in between, but high level, that's how I see all these systems levels. And I understand with the projects that I have, at which systems levels do my projects fall in. And I understand how far can I go in that system levels breakdown, and meaning how high can I go within in terms of my impact and in terms of what I can do, right? Because to me, there's three things that are extremely important in order to understand how much I can do. It's my agency, whether I want it, how badly I want it. It's my skills, my levels of mastery. And third is resources, time, money, health. And I want to share what projects I have at what systems levels and then dive into kind of how that perspective helped me explain my husband, redirect his attention towards the systems levels he has and how he can make a positive impact at different systems levels with his project and keep the focus on that and try to redirect his attention and all of the resources he has and to those systems levels, to those projects, and try to positively impact what he can with agency, skills, and resources that he has at this specific time, as opposed to losing a lot of resources, a lot of time, a lot of mental health on things that are maybe outside of his reach, meaning the systems levels that are outside of his reach at this point of time. Doesn't mean that will always be like that. We'll grow to try to impact the higher level systems. But if at this point of time we can't do this, then there's a lot of positive things we can do. And the first level, like I said, it's a personal level. That's where I think those self-strategy sessions really help understanding your dissatisfactions. What are those things that you want? Trying to understand how you can work towards them. That's upgrading your foundational knowledge, learning new skills, taking care of your health, having planned out leisure time that can help you be even more productive and work more, improving your attention span. All those things can really help you and prepare you to start affecting and making change at those higher level system levels, if that makes sense. And the great thing about personal level is that it's within our reach. We're able to do a lot of things at that level and really improve ourselves. I truly believe in that. The second level is, like I mentioned, family, team. It can be team at work or any other team. If you volunteer, maybe you volunteer within the team. If you have a band, that's your team. And the company, right? So enterprise level. And I try to be very active at that systems level as well. I try to help my husband with his career, with his work, because that's something within my reach, something that I have agency, I have skills, I have resources to assist with, to help with, to improve, right? It's a system that's very important for me. It's my relationships, my husband's success, maybe his dissatisfactions, and see how I can help with his satisfactions, whether it's his career or other family relationships. The other one is a team. I always try to see whenever I come to a new job or even right now, what are those things that I can do to improve or help my teammates? That sometimes can be introducing new frameworks or new approaches or trying to just make things more efficient, more effective. And then there is this company enterprise level. And that's where I think if you're able to make positive work changes, if you know how to, if you have resources for that, I think that's also an awesome thing to be part of. In my previous job, I've introduced this notion of customer interviews that would be done by product managers as opposed to user analysts. And that really helped me move along a lot. And yeah, I'm really happy for that. But it's the examples of this smaller org changes you can make a company more successful or yourself successful in the role or make better product. And so I think that, again, if you are able to make that change, that's great. I will say that a lot of times it's not as easy to make work change at a company level. It's a little bit more complicated, right? Because there's a lot more people and you might not have a political resource. You might not have a time resource. So it's definitely a more challenging one. But the next level is community. And the reason why I started this YouTube channel is because I really wanted to have a community of like-minded people and have a community of people that maybe experience the same things. And maybe it would be helpful for some of you to hear how I go through certain things, share some insights and see if that's helpful, or hopefully as this community grows, you guys can share some of your insights. And yeah, I would really love to have a community one day. But then I also told my husband, I said, obviously you're very worried about things. It's all very challenging, but if you could change something, where would you start? What would you do? And he said, I feel like we don't have enough trash cans on our street. And I said, that's great. If you can make this happen for a community, that would be awesome. If you can find a way to petition for that, to figure out how to get that sorted, maybe figure out little things you can put every now and then to remind to people to not toss your trash outside because you live here. You don't want to be spreading trash in a place where you live. Or you shouldn't throw out your trash no matter where you're at, even if you're in an area that you don't live in. I mentioned that and he was very excited. He said, oh, that would be really cool. And I said, it's a higher system level. It's a community level. There's going to be a lot of things that you need to do to figure out how to do that. Even then, it's figuring out the system level that you can affect, that you can actually make a change on, and being able to direct your attention there and making that happen. Going back to our system levels, there's personal, family, team, company, community, society, and humanity. Some people don't really think about these levels just because it's way too broad, right? It's way too big. It's something that is a lot of time not reachable for a lot of people. One project that is very close to my heart is AI assistant and our ability to influence the world positively through making education more accessible and bringing state-of-the-art knowledge that is way more affordable, way more upgraded, has just the SOTA principles, state-of-the-art principles to people around the globe. To me, that's more humanity level. It's something that I strive to. It's something that is maybe a little bit outside of my reach, but it's more of an aspirational life goal for me. I really hope that one day we can make that happen. To sum up, it's important to understand and acknowledge all system levels. Most of us have projects at least at a personal, family, team level, right? Some of us are even helping out communities, and that's great. And so we can always direct attention to system levels where we can make a positive change. And the more we grow, the more our agency grow, our skills, our resources, we can move up to a higher system levels and continue making that positive change. And hopefully, like I told my husband, maybe one day you can make a positive change at a humanity level and resolve certain things you're unhappy with. But for now, I think that it is very important to remember that we can make the change at the system level that we're at and continue growing that impact. That's the way I look at that. That's the way I shared my outlook with my husband. Let me know about your projects on the systems levels that I just mentioned. And let me know if there are any system levels that you wish to get to at some point. What are those aspirational projects or dream goals that you have at those higher system levels? Comment down below. I hope that you found that insightful, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.